So how high will Bitcoin go? Well, today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin and the altcoin cycles because we're heading now into the exciting part of the bull market. So right now, every 4 years, as we've seen in crypto since the beginning of crypto, which is back in 2009, that there's been a 4-year cycle. And this is often called a market cycle. And a market cycle is simply the idea of things going up and then back down. And there are different phases of this cycle. And the cycle is really driven, like everything in markets, by human psychology. Sometimes when we look at all of the people in the market, we call it market psychology. Because the market is simply a bunch of people buying and selling something. And in the crypto world, it's people buying and selling cryptos, expecting them to go up or expecting them to go down. And of course, there's always people on both sides of that equation, and that's what keeps the market going. So today I'm going to talk about what is to be expected here now in Bitcoin. We're at the end of 2024, and we're seeing all-time highs for Bitcoin. So we're well over $80,000 now. It looks like we may be heading to $90,000 or $100,000 per Bitcoin. But will that just continue on and on and on? And the simple answer is no. Now, this is not market or financial advice, but what this is educational, so you understand what the cycles look like. And I'll put up a picture throughout this video too, so you'll see what that looks like. But there are various phases, and right now, many people believe we're in the phase called hope. And hope is really when things finally turn around. And so from hope, we then go to other phases. So hope typically goes into optimism. And as you look at the chart, you'll see optimism is the next. And then belief, thrill, and euphoria. These are all exciting terms, aren't they? So euphoria typically talks about the top of the market. The interesting thing is, once we get there, most people don't even know we're at the top. You know, people doing good technical analysis might have an idea of it, but most people have no idea. And what they do then is what we call FOMO, fear of missing out. So people come in, so many people come into the market when it gets high, very high. In fact, in the last cycle, many people invested when it was 60,000 or more, and that was near the top of the market. This time, we don't know what the top is going to be. Some people have estimated anywhere between 100,000 and 250,000. Do we know? No. What does technical analysis say? Well, it depends on who you follow or what signals you're looking at and what patterns you're looking at. So without getting into technical analysis, this is just the basic overview of the cycle, okay? So we're really just getting going now on this most exciting phase in the bull market. So what happens then? Well, as money flows into Bitcoin, what we've seen in the past, and again, the past is not necessarily what we're going to see in the future, but the past is a good guide. And as the famous American author Mark Twain once said, you know, history doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. And I think we'll see that this time as well. So as money goes into Bitcoin, at some point, some of that money starts flowing into other cryptocurrencies. So what we have seen is that in the past, money goes to Bitcoin first. And then from Bitcoin, it goes into Ethereum typically. But that's starting to change a little bit as well. So we're starting to see it going into other large cap coins. So before I continue, let's talk about what those terms mean. So large cap, mid cap, and small cap are terms used in finance, but they're also used in crypto. And what that does, or what it refers to, is the size or the size of the market for that crypto. So what that means, so when we say large cap, we're saying large capitalization or a large market capitalization. So market capitalization isn't a scary term. Really, all it means is, in crypto, how many coins are there and what's the price per coin? You multiply those two together and you get your market capitalization. So if you have, 10 of something and there are 100 each, then it's $1,000 market capitalization, okay? That's as simple as it is. So what that does is it helps equate the value of the currencies a little bit better, because simply looking at the price of a crypto does not really give you that much information about how many of those coins, or in the stock world, how many of those shares are available. So it's really important to understand what the market cap is. So for example, Bitcoin right now has about 19 million coins in circulation, or at least that have been minted, specifically mined, to use the right term. And they're now trading at almost $90,000 as of this video. So the market cap is $1.7 trillion. It's the biggest cryptocurrency ever in the history of the world, and it's now at the highest price in the history of Bitcoin. So very huge. We call this a large cap. So large caps typically are discussed as being valued at 10 or 50 billion, roughly about 50 billion or more. So clearly 1.7 trillion fits in that category. But there's other coins in that category. The next one would be Ethereum, and that current market cap is about 400 billion. So you can see there's a big difference here between 1.7 trillion and 400 billion. So it's about a 4-to-1 right now in terms of overall market cap. But if you look at the price of Ethereum is a little over 3,000, and Bitcoin is almost beyond 80,000, almost 90,000. The reason for that is there's many more Ethereum coins. So if you take something that's a little over 3,000 and you have much more of it, you start getting closer to the price of Bitcoin. Okay, so we have Bitcoin, Ethereum. As of this video, there's only 3 other coins that are considered large caps. That's Solana, BNB, which is Binance Coin, and believe it or not, one of the meme coins, Dogecoin. So those are all considered large cap coins right now. So the reason that's important is going back to what I was talking about. As money flows from Bitcoin, it goes into Ethereum or one of the other large cap coins, okay? Historically, it's gone to Ethereum first and then in the large cap. So we're unclear this time whether it's going to go to Ethereum only or whether it's just going to go to a blend of those, because those are considered quite stable. And so the risk on those is much lower. But we'll see a lot of money, I believe, go into those coins as it flows out of Bitcoin. As people go into Bitcoin, take some profits, and take those profits and move them into Ethereum, Solana, and many of these others, large cap. Then what happens? Well, as people make money in large cap, then they move their money to the mid cap. So mid cap is between 10 billion and 50 billion market cap, okay, market capitalization. And the current ones in that market space are XRP, Cardano, which is has the symbol ADA, Tron, Shiba Inu, which is another meme coin, Avalanche, and Toncoin, which is a fairly new one into that space. So that's it for the mid caps right now. Now, I expect more and more coins to move up the ladder from small to mid and mid to large. But right now, that's where we can expect to see a lot of the money go after the large caps. And then finally, we go into the more speculative ones, the coins that are considered small cap and under 10 billion. And some are even under $1 billion or even 100 million. They're very much long shots. They could go to zero or they could go to the moon. And some of the ones in there are Chainlink, which I would expect will go into the mid caps in this season. Bitcoin Cash, again, I think that'll go into the mid caps, and many, many others. In fact, right now, there's over 2 million cryptocurrencies that are listed in some of these CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko listings. So very interesting time. Will all those 2 million coins do well? Absolutely not. Many of them will disappear forever. So it really is a choice that you need to make if you choose to invest. But generally, I wanted to bring this today because of all the excitement in the market. And you don't have to worry about, oh, I didn't get my piece of Bitcoin this cycle. You could still invest in Bitcoin if you choose, or you can position yourself for getting ready for the money to flow into the large caps, or for the money to flow into the mid and the small cap coins. So you really have quite an opportunity still now to get into crypto. And I thank you for watching. I hope this has been helpful, and we'll talk again soon.